Welcome to Stooge Stream. This is the Impact Wrestling Recap. I'm your host, the Stooge. As always, I'm joined by G Banks.
What's happening, YouTubers?
And we had a great episode of Impact this week to cover.
Yep.
The change begins here.
It was awesome, sir.
So the opening segment kicked off the show with a bang because anything with Senior Benjamin and Vanguard won in it is just an epic win.
Senior Benjamin. Nah, honestly, sir, I couldn't believe it. As soon as you see him coming along, I still think he's behind everything, to be honest, sir.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So that was just a don't try this at home, but
Yeah.
Senior Benjamin and Vanguard won delivered it.
Vanguard was telling us that there was no animals harmed during the making of that video. So
Which we were like, what?
Yeah.
Makes sense later.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, so the show actually opened with a Johnny Cash rendition of Obsolete, with Senior Benjamin digging graves, broken Matt Hardy cut in a promo. The promo Matt Hardy cut says we're going to our private zoo. You know something's going to happen. And let's skip straight forward to that. We'll get back to the miracle stuff. So the Hardys go to a private zoo where Vanguard 1 introduces us to, was it George Washington?
George Washington, Genghis Khan.
The Spot Monkeys.
And what I'm calling the greatest kangaroo that ever lived.
Yeah, 100%. So Jeff and Matt both have a go at fighting a kangaroo that kicks both of their asses.
Yeah, the kangaroo puts him over.
It's amazing.
He actually has to put him over. That's how ridiculous.
The kangaroo could have destroyed them.
Like he had him in headlocks and everything, and then he realizes I'm versing.
Oh,
the
wait,
Hardys.
it's the Hardys. Yeah.
I should back off.
Whoa. These are legends. Sorry.
I'm getting paid for this, so calm down.
He did the greatest segment ever where Matt Hardy calls them all Spot Monkeys, and then names all the monkeys after different members of the X Division. This one I shall call DJZ. This one is Mandrews. Hello, Mandrews.
I feel you're paying DJZ. I was once like you.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy to one of the monkeys. I literally lost my mind.
These segments were amazing. All right, but we'll get back to the actual orchestrated.
The guys know how to make a joke out of it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
They're having a great time.
Yeah,
they're just having a great time.
Exactly.
All right, so the Miracle comes out and cuts a promo on Moose saying that he's fired Moose. Moose, you traitor. Moose. And the crowd is doing that. Moose. Dixie comes out, interrupts the Miracle, says it's about a match at Bound for Glory, and the match is going to be Moose versus the Miracle at Bound for Glory. Miracle loses his no, and Moose comes out and gets a huge pop.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a great little, and they did a little pull apart with Maria about to hit him. He turns around, Miracle rolls out of the ring. I thought it was a really well orchestrated little section that turned Moose all the way face.
Yeah. Well, if he wasn't face last week, this cemented him as a true face character now.
Exactly, and made Miracle out to be the cowardly heel.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. Absolutely works perfectly for both their characters. I'm looking forward to that.
And I
match.
actually don't mind which way it goes. If Moose wins, then sweet. Moose wins. He continues on his his reign. If Miracle wins, then
it'll be by cheating.
Yeah, it'll be by cheating.
Moose will still look
exactly,
good.
And it'll be something between them. But anyway, I'm as I said, eager to see what happens there.
Yeah, really enjoying the whole thing, and I think Moose has done a great job of getting himself over hard in a very short period of time.
Ridiculous.
Someone else who got themselves over is in the next match, and that was a women's tag team match in Gail Kim and Jade versus Ali and Sienna. So Ali and Sienna have been having problems. Sienna lost her title to Ali in that Rumble, which wasn't her fault, but there's been the animosity there.
Yeah.
So that played into the match. So basically this match was going along quite nicely until Ali screwed up, which is what her character does. Sienna got angry and just smashed.
Yeah, pretty much ended her. Used a finish. I don't know what her finish is actually called, but it's
that huge tackle.
Yeah, it's just like a ferocious shoulder barge.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you see Jade doesn't even really want to pin Ali. She's like, what am I supposed to do?
She even warns her, she goes, turn around, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden, boom. Sienna just comes out of nowhere.
It just destroys her.
Yeah.
The two takeaways from this is obviously we're going to go into an Ali and Sienna thing. Jade's clearly faced as she has been for a while, and Gail Kim's going to go into thing with Maria. So none of them really needed anything, but Ali needed a little bit of a story arc push. This does it really well. I'm looking forward to Ali beating Sienna, even if it is by accident. But her beating her and then having like a little bit more behind her, you got to keep in mind she's already won the women's title.
Everyone loves a good underdog, underdog story. You know what I mean? So like, and that's
she's so over.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how over she. Like you heard the crowd going, "We want
Ali."
Ali.
Yeah, so over. Now, in a little bit of side trivia, this week we found out that Braxton Stutter is actually married to Ali. Mm-hmm. So Braxton is now the man.
Yep.
His new name is BS because how that happened is bullshit. So BS for life.
He can kick as much teeth out as he wants. I don't even care anymore. Like, fuck Rockstar Spud. Like, I don't even care. You heard me say that. If he's dating Ali, he can do whatever he wants. Give him
married.
Yeah, married. Sorry, married Ali. Yeah, give the guy a title shot.
Yeah, give him every title shot every week.
Yeah, whether it be the knockout title.
Anything.
Yeah, whether it be the X Division,
tag team title by himself.
Yeah, he's got it all.
Yeah, BS for life.
Why? Because he's married to Ali.
Yeah, he wins.
Yeah, he wins.
He's already won.
Yeah.
We all lose. He's already won. You get that. Alright, so next up we had Billy Corgan come out. He retired the King of the Mountain title, which we all knew was coming.
Yeah.
But he replaced it with the Impact Grand Championship. This is going to be a completely different title. Yeah. This is like the K-Fab title, where they're trying to make wrestling look real. So it's 3 3-minute rounds judged on a 10-point score system, very much like boxing or MMA. Mm-hmm. You can win by submission or pinfall, so that's like your knockout or your TKOs in boxing and MMA.
Yeah. And then you get points because there's judges around.
Yeah, so if it goes to the end of 3 rounds, you get points. In between each round, there's points. So this is the like no pageantry division now.
Yeah.
So
like no showboating, no nothing. Yeah. Like it's actually wrestling.
Yeah, you don't have time. So Emo Drew Galloway comes out and interrupts him, and he's like, "I'm the grand champion, mate."
I've kicked everyone's bloody ass, man.
Yeah. Why don't you give me the title, Billy? And Billy's like, grow up, idiot.
Yeah.
So Drew keeps bullying Billy, and of course that leads to Aaron Rex coming out. They do a really good promo and pull apart, and I really like that. I like the Aaron Rex, Drew Galloway dynamic. Turning Drew heel was needed. Turning him emo heel, not so much, but I'll live with it. And
I don't think they even turned him emo heel. I think he just chose to go.
Yeah, they're like, you get to be a heel. He's like, can I wear my hair in front of my face and act like an emo?
If you want to, but all you said is just be a heel. Sweet, then I'll go be an emo then. Thanks, Drew.
All right, so Billy drops on him. You guys might not want to be fighting right now because, Drew, you've got a match, and it's the opening match for the tournament for the new Grand Champion title. So it's Drew Galloway versus BS. BS, you're the man. Great little match, and it really set up the way these matches are going to work. So they went to round 3. Galloway won by submission in round 3.
Yep.
What did you think of the setup and how the match flowed and so forth?
Well, I actually really enjoyed the match. Both wrestlers actually showed a style that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
With the, because they were tying up more, there was more locks in. There was very technical wrestling, you know, if you...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. The ending of the match was pretty good, how Braxton Sutter rolled into that pile driver.
Yeah.
And took that very well. And then,
Drew rolled into the submission.
Yeah,
and
got him.
Tapped him out. Yeah, because he's too far away from the ropes.
That was all clean, dude. That was actually pretty awesome.
It was good. It put Galloway over clean, but at the same time, it put BS over. He had a great showing in this match. I thought it's the best performance he's had on an episode of Impact yet, and really shows why they picked him up. He can hang with Drew Galloway.
Yeah, he can, definitely, for sure.
All right, so during the break, something happened, which we were shown after the commercials.
Yeah.
Rockstar Spud came out and...
I'm gonna call it the American History X scene.
I was thinking that too.
Literally, dude. He grabbed his mouth. Well, he pretty much put his teeth to the
over the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
he exposed the turnbuckle, put it on there, and then curb stomped.
Yeah, practically curb stomping. Like I was like, oh, am I watching American Horror? Yeah, American History.
Yeah, like, what's going on? What the hell happened to Rockstar Spud? He was fun. Like what the? He was playing a cokehead a few months ago. Like what's going on?
Yeah, now he's not. Now he's a cokehead with less teeth.
Yeah. Wow. Like, okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing the blow-off match between Rockstar Spud and BS because when you have a match that's based in a little bit of reality, and obviously it was a huge accident, him kicking Rockstar Spud's teeth out. That wasn't meant to happen.
Right, of course.
And I'm sure he's really apologetic about it. So he's going to have to put Spud over at some point, and I think it's going to be in like a hardcore street fight match at Bound for Glory.
Well, I'd actually like to see that happen.
I would.
And from what we saw then in that little, segment there, it could be leading up to that. Yeah,
they
for
have
sure.
to do something.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, next up, more of the Matt Hardy Decay thing. So earlier it was just the Hardy family doing their thing, and then it was Decay doing their thing on their own, leading toward Delete or Decay later in the show. This segment was very Deliverance. It was shot really well. It felt like a horror movie, and it was Rosemary walking down the road like a zombie. Guy pulls over, tries to pick her up.
Mind you, the guy was a super redneck.
Yeah. The hillbilly as.
Like, you could see him. He was sleeping with his cousins from a mile away. Like, the guy was ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And first cousins.
Of course, you're not a true hillbilly.
Yeah,
it's not first
exactly.
cousins.
So, she's like, hitting on him, and then Decay appeared. They steal the car.
I wouldn't even say hitting on him. He was hitting on
On
her.
her, yeah. She was, But Decay appears, steals the car, and just there's one shot at the very end that I had to rewind because I'm like, oh, they went there. So as they're driving off, the hillbilly's on the road unconscious, and his pants are around his ankles. So basically they implied that Decay knocked him out, stole his car, and raped him while he was unconscious.
Fair call. I have no problem with that. I feel like that's justified.
Okay. I'm not commenting on that. I'm just going to say the TNA ran an angle where they implied that 3 people raped a single person. That's all I'm saying.
And stole his car.
And stole his car.
Yeah.
That's just the icing on the
And
cake.
left him dead on the road. But yeah, no, it's alright.
All right, so we had the press conference for the title match for Bound for Glory, which is now confirmed as EC3 versus Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Matthews introduced Billy Corgan, EC3, Bobby Lashley. It was a really intense back and forth between EC3 and Bobby Lashley that led to, of course, the inevitable fight, which always happens at a contract signing, press conference in wrestling.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, dude, I actually enjoyed that a lot. Like, these kind of things are usually, very scripted or usually kind of on the lame side, you know what I mean? Like, because, at the end of the day, it's pretty scripted, like, you know what I mean? Because it's a press conference in wrestling, like, come on. But no, this one was actually like, you said, like, it was actually shot very well. It was very intense. Both wrestlers had something to say, and it was actually very cool what they said. Like, Bobby Lashley actually, sounded vicious for the first time ever. You know what I mean, dude?
But at the same time, I really liked how Lashley was saying, like, I'm defending our company against all the other companies.
Yeah.
I'm defending it against MMA and all the other sports. I'm proving that, wrestling is real.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really
like,
cool
I'm the
moment.
one that will defend this title,
Yeah.
not you, like, blah, blah, blah. I can do it. I'm capable. Which, fair enough, he is. Like, in a realistic, situation, if you were to come down to that, he could actually defend the TNA title and actually win a lot of matches for TNA.
Dude, when you got a 14-2 MMA record as a heavyweight, I'd say so.
Yeah.
And EC3 is EC3. He's always got something to say.
Yeah.
The cool part was, if you watch this back, you'll notice that Lashley's a little bit scripted, which is good. He needs to be a little bit scripted. You see when he's not, he kind of falls, not flat, but soft.
Yeah.
Right? He goes to the soft side rather than the hard. When he's scripted, he goes hard, but it wasn't...
He's just generally not a hard dude. Like,
yeah, he seems like a really nice person in
Yeah.
real life. But I don't think it was all the way scripted. I think it was like, here's a few points to make and get between them. Because there was bits that could...
felt very shoot. Like,
very shoot.
Yeah.
Really tight. Yeah, and EC3, of course, I'm sure they just said, here's a general direction, go.
no, they
And-
just practiced that to him. The mic's in front of you, go for gold.
Oh, I love how he sat down. The first thing he did was grab the mic. He's like, hi. Like,
And
he's
yeah,
ready to go.
and just winking at the fans and like giving little gestures, like mimicking to him, like "What's up, baby?" and stuff like that. Like, did you like that one? Like,
He's
why
awesome.
are you EC3? Like,
He's
you're
awesome.
amazing.
But that was how you do one of those segments. Really good pull apart at the end that was really intense
Yeah.
and, some great action. And EC3 being EC3, like, if you didn't see it, I just threw him through some bins.
I like when they were on top of the bleachers when Bobby Lashley threw EC3 down the
Conveniently
perfectly placed ramp. Yeah.
What?
I'm putting quotation marks up, by the way, guys. Yeah. Why was there ramps in the bleachers? And the ramp actually led to nowhere. It actually led to a cage at the bottom, like that.
Part of the
was
bleachers.
fenced off. Yeah, that was part of the.
It goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere. So literally, they just set it up there. But anyway, I appreciate
Besides that, it was good.
Yeah,
At least he didn't get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we don't want to see him hurt. Yeah.
All right, and next up we had Jesse Goddard versus Eli Drake. This is another opening round match for the grand title, grand champion title tournament. That's not easy to say in one mouthful. When this match started, like we're pretty smarky in this house. You, me, the Knockout Fiona. We watch a lot of wrestling. We know the ins and outs. We know how this business works at this point. The second the match started, we're like, Jesse Goddard is going to win.
They even gave him like a package promo to start the match.
Really nice package. Eli Drake got no package.
Yeah.
What you also don't know is Jesse's been doing the circuits at the moment, being an ex-Big Brother contestant, winner of a Big Brother. They're doing a big push on Big Brother in the US at the moment, which is on the same network as Impact. So he's been all over the promotions, all over the place.
Okay.
You think he's a shoo-in to a round or two, right? Yeah. Eli Drake won. And we love Eli. If you listen to any episode, we love Eli Drake.
Oh, dude. He's our he's our second favorite. Well, he's my second favorite wrestler anyway. Next to EC3.
Yeah. Like, he is amazing on the microphone, a great talent, great in the ring.
And he put himself over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he did it all himself. They were literally like, here's a mic. Similar with EC3. Like, here's a mic. Go do what you do.
I think what happened with Eli Drake is because he came in with Micah as part of, like, Drew Galloway's job squad, right? Like, you guys are going to job so Drew Galloway doesn't have to job.
Yeah, okay.
And they jobbed a fair bit. And you saw Micah job so much that he jobbed his way out of the company. And there was that they didn't know really what to do with Eli Drake, and they just put him with Jesse Goddard, right?
Yeah.
And you could see.
I remember that when they were going through that world title series, and when they went to the UK.
And they were in the tag team thing together, and you could see that Jesse was supposed to be the talker. There was one segment in particular that I remember. They came out to the ramp, and Jesse actually had the only microphone, and he went, and then handed it to Eli Drake, and he just started, and he hasn't shut up since.
Got his own talk show.
And the next episode was a segment in the back, and that's when he called Anglesaurus and all that shit, and that was amazing. And the next segment was in the back when they were ripping on Angle as well and stuff, and it was perfect. He got himself over in 2 segments.
The one-man party he had when he won the King of the Hill.
That was one of the best segments in that episode. Like, not only that episode, Impact Wrestling, when he's like, "Here, you have an idiot,"
like just pouring people drinks and slapping it straight out of their hands, like just being an absolute dick.
Yeah,
who I actually want to be in life. Actually,
awesome.
Yeah.
What I really appreciated in this match too is because this is the ex-King of the Mountain title. There was a small but very vocal but small contingent chanting for Eli Drake. And then at the very end of the match, before the finish, they started chanting Eli's champ, Eli's champ.
Eli's champ, yeah.
It was awesome. You've got to be happy for that too.
Can we just go back to the match quickly?
Yeah.
I was actually going to say, that match, right, it was actually heading towards Jesse Goddard.
Oh, yeah, that match was built towards Jesse Goddard.
Yeah, and like as you said before, we have a niche for this stuff. Like, we know pretty much, like, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all or anything, but, most wrestling matches we see, we can call it and see who wins, And most of you would probably be like that too.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah. So with this match, I actually was clueless to the end. Like, literally got to the third round.
Jesse's got it. Jesse's got it. Jesse's got it.
Jesse's gonna win it, and then all of a sudden, boom! Eli Drake got this little push, and then bang, he won it. It was like, you're watching like, for example, a soccer match, and your team's losing, and they come from behind,
and all of a sudden,
they win. It felt like that. It felt like that moment. But in wrestling, dude, like something
awesome.
that's supposed to be scripted and stuff like that.
Felt spontaneous.
Yeah, it felt natural and spontaneous. Yeah,
it was awesome, and we all erupted. You heard 3 people all just go,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it actually felt like it was like I actually cheered, and it felt something. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like a fake cheer. Like, yeah, all right, well done,
dummy. Yeah, that's what we get for not believing in Eli Drake. Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the dummies. Yeah,
100%. All right, now before delete or decay. Now, just so you know, I take notes, and I've got like 2 pages of notes. For delete or decay, all I wrote was delete or decay.
Yeah, he literally just has it there.
So we'll get to that. But there was a little Fixer promo. Just had to give props to that. Fixer's awesome.
Bring him back soon.
Can't wait
till let him call him the Fixer.
Yeah.
I actually want like Tyrus the Fixer or something like that.
No, awesome. Not even Tyrus anymore. Just call him the Fixer.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And he just comes out and does his thing.
That would be sweet.
And like sometimes that like he can actually be in shows where he doesn't actually wrestle. Like he'll help people like get like help them with their luggage or
weird stuff.
like
he helps a grandmother
advice.
cross the street or something.
Help them. Like, can you take my mum out while I do this wrestling show and stuff like that? Stuff like that. Like,
I could see it being very Los Guerreros type segments.
Yeah. See stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset.
No, I'd love that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome. So that's really cool. Now, but somebody actually commented a couple of episodes ago, and I forgot to mention that where we were like, "Where's Cyrus?" He's doing a movie or something at the moment, so he'll be back soon.
All right, cool.
All right. Now we get to delete or decay. So let me just close this because I don't have any notes anyway. All right. So, wow.
Did you realize there was no ring in that match?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, yeah, good. All right. Yeah, wow.
I'd say-
What the fuck?
Opening up with them walking past Senor Benjamin, they're like in Spanish no less. What are you doing, old man?
In Spanish, mind you.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm digging your graves, and then turns the thing. Senor Benjamin is the hardest bastard on the Impact roster.
He's the biggest mastermind in wrestling till this day.
Yeah, Senor
Paul
Benjamin.
Heyman, move over. Eric Bischoff, fuck off.
That evil look that he gives, that holding the delete
As I said,
thing,
sir, and mark my words for it, if he's not behind all of this, I will literally quit watching wrestling.
you're going to be right.
Yeah.
You're going to be right. And let's just break this down a little bit and it'll make sense, right? So, wait, before I even get to this, where's Bram? Bram didn't make an appearance. Is Bram dead?
No, Bram, I feel like he is dead.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like Bram's getting resurrected by Decay.
From what part?
From them killing him.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring him back as a monster or something. I hope.
yeah.
Okay, so there's Decay spying on the Hardy house, looking through the window at King Maxwell and Rebby. And Matt Hardy is just there, just appears, and the Decay, I knew you'd come.
Yeah.
Leads them around the corner, and somehow he's already got a Roman candle. Him and Rebby's outside magically.
Rebby and Jeff out of nowhere just outside with him, ready to go with Roman candles.
And start firing fireworks at them.
Mind you, those Roman candles seem to have a lot in there.
Yeah, they had one each, and it lasted for like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, the whole segment pretty much.
How you knew that they were going to bring the fireworks back because that was a huge thing in the last one, and people lost their mind over it. And you knew the boat had to make an appearance too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. Both of those things make an appearance, and they paid homage to their original, their final deletion, which was very, very cool. I thought another homage that they paid to the final deletion, which just kind of occurred to me now that that's what it was, when Jeff Hardy gets drowned and turns into Willow.
Oh, I actually didn't realize that. Oh, okay.
So when Abyss gets drowned, he turns into Joseph Parks,
yeah.
which is so cool.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And Joseph Parks comes out of the water. Hey, Brother Benjamin.
Yeah. Hey, Brother Benjamin, have you seen Abyss?
You know, Abyss, my brother.
Yeah. He's about the same height.
Yeah. And then Benjamin makes the fatal mistake of tasing him.
What are you doing, Benjamin?
And then loads him into a tractor and drives him to a grave and starts like burying him. In the meantime, Crazy Steve and Jeff Hardy, if this wasn't shot like as in pieces, this would have been the most dangerous match of all time. But because you can clearly see that this is shot in cuts.
Yeah.
They have a match in a pool where Crazy Steve gets drowned, and then Jeff Hardy gets drowned, and then Crazy Steve magically makes his face paint reappear, and
they use kitty toys to like choke and drown each other.
And it was good. Like
it was good. Yeah,
we're
was
saying
awesome.
this, and you're like, that sounds like the dumbest shit ever.
It's like,
but
wait,
it was
I used
good.
to do hearing that. It's like I used to do that stuff with my brother. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
No. This is awesome.
really good, and the whole time it's been shot in this really Sam Raimi, George Romero horror style through like smoky lenses and obscured light and stuff, and like the actual shooting this is going to sound really arrogant, but I've directed a few amateur music videos in the past, and from a technical standpoint, I was like, wow, I am so impressed. Like the quality of their shooting has just gone up and up and up throughout this whole thing.
Oh, it's been so impressive. Like, I don't know much about, film and whatnot, but like even I can tell from like 2 weeks before to now, like they've had a big improvement.
Yeah,
A big,
there's money being put into
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
There's money being like this isn't over either. There's money being spent in this because they're going somewhere with it.
exactly.
And the only person who knows where they're going is Matt Hardy. If you don't know, he's the one doing all of, like, he created the whole Brother Nero storyline,
yeah.
the final deletion, all of this stuff. This is all Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy has finally proved what a lot of us fans have known for a long time, that he's a great wrestling mind. Like, he knows how to do something. Like, just let him do it, and it's cool. And he's finally been unleashed, and this is what we get, this masterpiece.
And I think he like proved everyone wrong.
100%.
Like, dude, think
People
about it.
thought he was washed up.
Yeah, look, think about it. 3-4 months ago, when this was happening, everyone was like literally laughing.
No, dude, go back to 2 years ago when Matt Hardy had been in rehab for like the 15th time, and everyone's like, he's over, he's done. Like, we just feel sorry for Matt Hardy.
Oh, he's in TNA.
His career's done.
Yeah.
He's not only having a resurgence, this is the greatest, the Hardy thing ever. Like, the Hardy boys originally were fantastic. I grew up with them in WWE and doing their high flying stuff. This is just amazing, though. Matt Hardy is just he is on par with someone like Paul Heyman and so forth.
Yeah.
Like, just a wrestling genius.
He's proved it, honestly. He can actually, as you said, he's on par with definitely those big boys for sure.
100%. And your Jim Cornettes of the world and so on. Vince Russo, that's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. Don't get mad, that's a joke.
Yep, dislikes are coming in.
Yeah. Just mention that name and you get a dislike. That was a joke. Jokes. That idiot thinks Roman Reigns is the best thing in wrestling at the moment. It's a joke. So, besides that, we had some great segments with Rosemary. Rosemary stealing Maxwell, Rosemary and Matt Hardy in the foresty woods bit with, again, Smokey shooting and stuff. And
wait, we forgot about the Janice incident where Jeff Hardy.
we're getting to that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, I really liked with Rosemary, like, hunched over as a vampire screaming in Matt Hardy's face and him doing that, back to her.
Yeah, orgasmic.
Yeah, that was really cool. We had some great Abyss moments, like we said, turning into Joseph Parks, but then pulling Janice out, Matt Hardy dodging it once and then about to take it the second time. Jeff pushes him out of the way and takes the fatal blow for him. And, I just really enjoyed the way that it all came together at the end as well. With, like, they knew where they were going, and it came together with Rosemary coming out and Matt being there, like, her spitting the mist and him swallowing it and spitting it back at her. That was a cool shot.
Like, all came to a final conclusion at the end. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And in case you're wondering how they shot that, most people, they're probably like, it's fairly obvious. They shoot him spitting it out. And then they shoot her spitting it out. And then she spits it, they cut it the other way of her spitting it, and then they reverse the footage of him spitting it so it looks like he's swallowing it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, and then they obviously shoot him. It's the same shot of him spitting it out in the next shot from a different camera angle. They've just reversed that footage from the tight shot.
It would make sense, yeah.
Yeah, it's really clever. Like, they've done it very, very well. They've made it look good with, and again, this
like,
is
if he swallowed up all that mist in one go, like without the shoot, then I don't know what the fuck Matt Hardy's doing. What kind of person he really is.
Yeah, that was great, and they steal King Maxwell, and it's going to continue on and so
no,
forth.
they didn't steal King
Maxwell.
They didn't. They ended up leaving with Senor Benjamin.
No, they stole Senor Benjamin.
Yeah, that was
which was even worse.
Exactly.
So Senor Benjamin was in the back of their ute that they stole from the hillbilly they raped, and off they went. Sorry, my mistake. It was Senor Benjamin. So much was happening. This is just I think not only is Impact as a brand having a resurgence with Billy Corgan now as president, the grand championship title, trying to bring back kayfabe as slightly in wrestling. The whole Brother Nero, Broken Matt Hardy, Decay angle, the Rockstar Spud BS angle, what's happening in the Knockouts division. Like, not only Miracle Moose, like, not only is Impact as a whole having a resurgence, but I think there's a whole lot of people in the actual roster that are just blowing up.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't you that was telling me when Billy Corgan first came in that when he was telling everyone what he wants to do and stuff, that everyone literally lost their minds and got up and started clapping.
Yeah. So
And
the
giving him
rumor
a
is
stand-
that when they announced that Billy Corgan was taking over as president, they got all the boys together and told him that he's going to be president of the company now. He's taking over day-to-day operations of Impact. He told them what he wanted to do. He laid out apparently a 12-month plan of this is where I want to get to and this is how we're going to get there. And the wrestlers gave him a 10-minute standing ovation. Now, that's the rumor. I don't know if that's true, but that's been going around. So you've seen the change begin.
Yeah,
here.
well, that's what I was about to say. We're starting to see it now, like, and fucking oath, keep it going.
Yeah,
like,
damn
100%.
straight.
Like, if it's not broken, keep going.
Yeah. I think they've tried this in the past where they've tried to bring in an element of kayfabe and it just hasn't worked. But I think laying it down in rules and your 10-point score system, your 3-minute rounds,
Yeah.
really makes it feel like MMA and boxing that people can relate to quite easily and
Yeah.
makes it believable instantly, right?
Yeah.
The only thing is that scoring system is broken as shit.
Yeah,
They're
that's
all
what I was
9s and
about to
10s.
say, yeah.
That's got to be fixed.
Like, and it just doesn't make sense. For example, like, when we're watching that Eli Drake versus, Jesse Goddard's match. The first round, literally, you could see it just belonged to Jesse Goddard. He was on top of him the whole time. And one of the judges gave
Eli Drake the 10.
Yeah, the 10 and Jesse Goddard the 9, like just so they could keep it even. But
Yeah.
like, it just didn't make sense.
It
like,
didn't make sense. And
and at the end, it didn't even matter too, because like Eli Drake won from a pinfall. So
Yeah.
even if that, like, let's say they gave Jesse Goddard more points, it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered
exactly,
anyway.
Yeah.
What I think they should do is tighten up that scoring system. Like that first round should have been like 7s for Eli Drake and 9s and 10s for Jesse Goddard, right?
Yeah, easy.
Then the second round, you bring it a little bit closer. So it looks like,
Yeah,
because that's what happened. Eli
yeah.
brought it back a little bit.
Yeah, and
so,
they get tired and blah blah blah.
yeah, so Jesse's now on 8s or no, let's say 9s rather than 9s and 10s, and Eli is now getting 8s and maybe 1 9.
Mm.
And then when he gets the pin in the third round, like
It
the
doesn't
scoring
matter,
system
yeah.
makes sense towards like him. You could see him building his
Yeah,
comeback.
exactly.
That needs to be tightened up, but I do like the formatting though. I like
Exactly.
what they're doing with it.
It's in the right position. They just got to fix up that, as you said, the point system. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's actually working. Like, it's good.
It is. It's
Yeah.
really good. Overall, I really love this episode.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Very good episode. Following how long till Bound for Glory? I think 2 more weeks. I think is it?
No, a little bit. It's October, so what? Like next month?
Yeah, next month.
Next month. So it's
Okay.
still a while off,
All
but
right, all right.
they're building really well towards it. I love the changes. I like the story arcs. Look, it was wrestling light as far as most episode of Impact. You get an hour 30 wrestling
Yeah,
and 20
it-
minutes of exposition. It was the other way around, but it was the other way around in a good way, not in a
Yeah.
bad way.
It's stuff that those vignettes and promos were actually enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. They weren't filler.
Yeah.
They were the show.
Yeah. It was like the remind me of the old 90s Attitude Era. So
It did a bit
Yeah.
where the vignettes and promos were more the show than the matches due to the fact that Stone Cold was injured and couldn't wrestle. So it became all about him coming out and Vince going, "I'm the bad guy," and psh,
Yeah.
do, and then
You
he'd
can
stun
cut the stunner,
someone.
yeah.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see James Storm come back and what his position in the company is going to be.
Actually, I forgot about James Storm.
Yeah.
Interesting to see
He's
what
going to come in as a monster face, but in that Stone Cold style, since we mentioned him,
Yeah.
of like the no respect for authority.
Yeah.
Look, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Before we wrap things up, can we just quickly mention Billy's beautiful pink floral tie again?
Dude. No, this time it wasn't the tie. You know what shot me off this time? Like,
What?
yeah, he had the grandpa suits. He
Yeah.
had all of that. The silver sparkly shoes with stars on them.
Oh, those 8-year-old girl shoes that
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
wearing. Oh, yeah, they were pretty cool. I think his Korean mates gave it to him.
He tried to modernize his grandpa suit with literally shoes an 8-year-old girl would wear. Like, they're the type of things, like, have you got a niece? Have you got a little niece, right? You take them to the shoe shop or something, and you're like, you can pick out whatever you want. That's the first thing they'd pick out, and they'd come back and you'd have to talk them out of it.
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to, do you think you really, oh, they're so cute, they're sparkly. Do you really, really want the,
No, not Billy, mate. Billy goes in there, grabs 10 pairs, walks
Yeah.
out, like, sweet, come back next month, grab the next
no,
weirdest shoes.
he goes and gets them off the shelf and goes, do you have these in men's 13s? And on that note, we're going to end the episode. Thank you for listening. With the amount of content there is out in the world, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us rant about one of our favorite shows and one of our favorite wrestling products, Impact Wrestling. I've been your host, The Stooge.
And I'm G Banks.
We'll be back next week with another Impact recap. The change begins.
Later, YouTubers.